dinner we will be celebrating a great British banger. Yes, aka a sausage. I will be serving that with mashed potatoes with a side order of fresh garden peas with mint sauce. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Isn't that a song? Ring that bell. Oh no, I'm not a singer, but that is a song, right? Go ahead, ring that bell. First step, we're gonna go ahead and deshell our fresh English garden peas. You can get them in the shell and deshell them yourself, but why? I use Trader Joe's brand. They come already deshelled in a 10-ounce bag. Pour most of these into a glass dish with some cold water, and we're going to set those aside and come back to those later. Once that's done, we're going to peel and chop our potatoes. Place in cold water with 1 teaspoon of salt and put on top of the stove to bring to a boil. Turn down to simmer for 20 to 25 minutes. So while our potatoes are boiling, we're going to go ahead and peel and thinly slice our onion. I'm using a cast iron skillet. I prefer this, but you can use a non-stick frying pan. Heat 1 to 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil. I use sunflower oil because it has a high burning content, but you can use any oil that you prefer. And heat that on high till hot, and then we're going to add our bangers. Brown on all sides, and then we're going to turn the heat down to low and cook through for about 15 minutes. So whilst our bangers continue to cook along with our potatoes, we're going to come back to our fresh English garden peas. I've added these to a small saucepan with about 1 cup of cold water. We're going to put these on top of the stove, bring to a boil, lower the heat to a simmer, and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now don't overcook peas, otherwise you'll end up with mushy peas. You may like mushy peas, and if you do, that's great. It's not my cup of tea. At this point, we're going to come back to those potatoes, and yes, they are done. They're fork tender. So go ahead and drain those. Put them back onto the stove, but with the stove off, and add your 1/4 cup of milk, your 1/4 cup of cream cheese, and your 1/4 cup of butter, and mash those to a thick, creamy, smooth consistency. So coming back to those peas, those lovely English garden peas, yes, they are done. So we're going to go ahead and drain those, and then move those back onto the stove once drained. Add 1 teaspoon of the mint sauce. Mint sauce? What's mint sauce? Explain. All mint sauces is mint leaves, the herb mint, chopped up and added to vinegar with a tiny bit of sugar. That's what I prefer. I use the Durr's brand. I think Durr's is how you say it. Who knows? By now the bangers are cooked. Moving on, we're going to make the onion gravy for our bangers and mash. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of the oil to the same skillet that we cooked the bangers in. And then once that's hot, we're going to add those pre-sliced onions, and we're going to cook those through till they're golden and translucent. 1 cup of Simple Truth organic chicken broth. I like the Simple Truth brand. Now, if you're going to use a beef or a lamb banger, then I would use a beef-based broth. Then what you're going to do is you're going to need to add a thickening agent. I like cornstarch. So I add 2 teaspoons to cold water, mixing till a smooth paste. And then what you're going to have to do is gradually add that to the hot boiling chicken broth and onion mixture. You have to stir or whisk constantly, otherwise that thickening agent is going to congeal and be lumpy and stodgy and gross. And there you have it. Yummy. Great British classic recipe, bangers and mash. This recipe is great for a cold winter's night, and it's quick and it's easy. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell. Come back and see me next Friday and every Friday after that for some more dated classic English recipes. And until then, cheerio!